Ready.
Okay,
Do this.
Herzenzmut, Herzenzmut, Herzensmut tut allen gut. Hallo und herzlich willkommen zur heutigen Folge von Herzensmut. Ich freue mich, dass du da bist. Mein Name ist Maike Friederike Spengler. Das heutige Podcast-Interview ist ein sehr besonderes. Es ist das erste mit zwei Menschen, die ich während der Reise kennengelernt habe, die die gleiche Mission haben. Und zwar sind das Travis und Chantil aus den USA. Und wir haben uns an einem ganz besonderen Ort kennengelernt, und zwar an einem wunderschönen See an einem Abend. Der See war ganz glatt, crystal clear quasi. Und wir haben uns dort ausgetauscht und haben entschlossen, wir möchten gerne heute das Interview machen. Und da die beiden aus den USA kommen, wird das Interview in Englisch sein. Das heißt, ich hoffe, ihr könnt es verstehen. Und wenn ihr aber dann trotzdem noch Fragen habt im Nachgang, könnt ihr diese gerne stellen. Also, so hello and welcome, Travis and Chantil.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome
Mike,
to the podcast.
it's an honor. Thank you.
Yes. So I've introduced you a little just that you're from the US and you're also traveling by motorbike. And I've read on your blog that you started traveling last year in March. This is roughly the time when I started also. And you were saying that in 2015, that was the first time you got your German motorbikes.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah. And before we jump right back into how you got to go on a motorbike, would you like to introduce you a little? What is your story, and how did it come to you that you're riding a motorcycle now around the world?
No, it's kind of crazy story actually, because we never were into motorcycles. I actually thought that they were two-wheel death machines actually.
And when you rode them, you got dirt in your teeth.
Right. So
Cool.
we did a lot of off-roading in the west coast of the United States, because there's a lot of open land out there.
Yeah.
So we would take four-wheel drives, similar to what you have in Europe with Land Rovers and things like that. And we always wondered why these people choose to ride on a motorbike. So we had comfortable four wheels, we had a stereo, we could climate control, and we could not understand what the fascination was with motorcycling.
Yeah.
But then
we got on a scooter and we fell in love with the whole two-wheel thing. So it led to one thing to another, right? And now we've always wanted to travel around the world. We've always wanted to travel and just to see what the world's like. Yeah. And motorcycles became our choice of travel. Yeah.
Originally, the plan was to travel by sailboat. We actually lived on our sailboat for 11 years off the coast of California.
Yeah.
And Washington State. So we enjoyed living on the boat, and it was a wonderful lifestyle. And we raised our two children on a sailboat.
Yeah. Whoa, I didn't know that. That's so great.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was fun. And then because my job required me to move a lot, so the boat was nice because most of the places I moved, we were on the water.
We just sailed.
We just go to the next place. So we moved 6 times?
Six times.
6 times, but we kept the boat and just kept moving it from place to place. So it was cool.
And that is amazing. That is also a whole new that could be a whole new own story actually. I would say this is a whole different experience to riding a motorcycle, right?
For sure.
Yes, definitely.
So that was our plan, but we gave that all up once we discovered adventure motorcycling.
Yeah.
We did.
And do you want to tell the listeners a bit more about what was the life before you went traveling? Have you had like a normal job and a normal life? Okay, so on a sailing boat, it's not really normal, but just a bit more about your background and how did you came to the idea. I also read on your blog the saying you not run away from life, but you want to travel so life's not running away from you, something like that. So
yes, perfect. You got it.
Yeah, if you want to keep telling the listeners a bit more how it came to the decision from normal life to adventuring on the motorcycle, maybe on the emotional level.
Yeah. I would never say we had like a normal life, because living on a sailboat.
We did before the sailboat. We did have a normal life, and that was our first big change in life. Like we said, we're going to try the sailboat. And if we don't like it, we'll just buy our stuff back. And we'll buy our furniture back and we'll go. But we sold everything. And that was like a cleansing of our, and we just sold everything we had. And I think we went back with 2,000 pounds of stuff to put in storage.
1,000 kilograms. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so we sold all of our beds, we sold all of our couches, we sold everything to move on to the boat. And that was like our first real like cleansing. We're like, we can do this. We can do whatever we choose to do in life.
Yeah.
So then after that, then we lived on the boat for so long, and you have to reduce all your stuff anyways. And then
that boat was 12 meters long.
Yeah.
So comfortable size.
Whoa. Yeah.
But we had 2 kids and us on it. Made it work.
Made it work, yeah.
It was pretty comfortable though. For like a 12-meter boat, it was also very wide. So it was a comfortable sailboat.
So, but we'd always been dreaming of traveling. So, I mean, it's always been like in our DNA or whatever, I don't know. And so we said, as soon as this real job gets over, we're going. Or as soon as we save enough money. And so then finally our real job got over and we just went, huh?
Yeah. And our kids, it's nice because we raised our kids when they were young.
Yeah,
so
when we were young,
our family
you're still young. I mean, you're still, you know, in the big adventure of your life. This is awesome.
Exactly.
So there, once they left the home, then we said, all right, it's now or possibly never.
Yep.
I think sometimes you put off your dreams until retirement age, and then who knows what's going to happen? Who knows if you're going to have an ailment or some illness that's going to keep you from achieving your dreams, or
some pandemic will shut you down. You don't know. You don't know.
What pandemic you're talking about? I don't know. What do you mean?
Yes. What's that? Don't even mention the C word. No C word.
Yeah. I beep that out later. I'm like, dude.
I know, yeah. But I mean, it's you don't want to mention it, but at the same time, it's changed everything. It's changed travel for us for sure.
Yeah, same.
And you left, you said about the same time in March from Germany?
It was a bit later. It was September, but the organization of traveling started in March roughly. That I decided to buy the motorbike, and then I was like, okay, the pandemic was just about to start, and everyone was like, are you still going to do it? I was like, yeah, I'm still doing it. And they were like, how are you going to do it? I was like, I don't know.
That's cool. That took a lot of courage. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think in our case, we'd already made that decision and it was a done deal. By the time that March came around, we were just like, well, we already got it rolling. The bikes are already in Germany. Like, we don't have anything to go back to. We don't have a house. We don't have
vehicles. We don't have anything but our
son. We don't own anything but those 2 motorcycles in the storage unit.
And our children.
Our 2 kids, our family.
Yeah, coming to that.
We had to do it. Please.
Yeah, coming to that. What is your opinion about having fear? Do you think, I mean, you had great adventures already in your life and you're a bit more, not experienced, but you've seen more, you've been more around. And what about fear? Is this something real for you? Or do you think fear is just, I don't know, what is your opinion about fear? Have you ever had fear?
We both have different opinions of fear.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, so
interesting.
My opinion of life is that it'll work out no matter what. I mean, it may be hard, it may be easy, it may be fun, it may be not so fun, but it'll work out no matter what. It's going to work out. And so I really don't necessarily have that fear. I just know that it's going to work out.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I approach fear as something that I don't necessarily want to control me, but at the same time be prepared for. But also, I think in reality, we fear things that will probably never ever happen.
It's just our mind telling us stories or some scenarios, what if cases, and so
what
on.
If you get some axe murderer chops you up at night while you're camping in the forest, right? Like,
I had that. It's like there's something in the bush and you're like, oh my God, this is the killer I was dreaming about.
Exactly. And
our minds are very powerful.
And that's because we watched a horror movie when we were younger and it kind of maybe traumatized our head. And but the problem is that fear is not, it's not legitimate. Like, it's not going to happen, right? I guess, but there's always
a chance,
there's always the you get struck by lightning kind of thing that happens. But in general, the world doesn't operate that way, right? Yeah. So
No, it's not.
you have to control the fear. I'm more, I wouldn't say I'm more fearful, but I worry more.
Okay. Yeah,
I worry more about the future, and I worry more about our plans, whereas Chantil's more like, it'll work out.
And this is a good combination of you two, that you're having, because it's good to have someone who's be like, oh, we should be a bit more, just look at different options, and then you're like, it will work out. We're gonna be fine. And this is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, and we both work off each other, and it makes our relationship good with the decisions that we make.
And I think worrying does help you plan things. Yeah. So like when you worry about border crossings, it helps you do the homework, so you can look ahead and say, all right, what do I need to have to get across the border?
Yeah.
But then once you have those things, I still worry before I get across the border. Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to stop me? Or are they going to say that I need a PCR test? Is this test not good enough? Like, I still have those worries, which is kind of silly, because if you worry enough that you do your due diligence and studying, then you should just stop worrying and move on. But I still worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What could you suggest listeners if you've made some big decisions in your life? What can you suggest someone maybe who's also thinking about making a big, huge change, like going on a boat, going on an adventure? What would you suggest them to do with that kind of fear in them? That do you have anything you do when you two argue or discuss something, and what helps you to get that confidence to do the next step, to overcome that fear?
Okay, one thing that we kind of do is, if you look at our Facebook or our Instagram or whatever, it's filled with people that have already done it before us. I mean, that is such a huge confidence builder. Like, this person's done it, I can do it. I mean, how am I so different than them?
True.
So yeah,
true.
if you look at our Facebook, you'll see, oh my goodness. Yes, you're on there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good point, because what we're doing maybe when you're like maybe if you're doing it in the 70s or 60s or something, you were quite a pioneer, especially if you're a woman doing it on a motorcycle, like Elspeth, or many of these other people, or
Ted Simon. He was a guy though.
Back, for sure. Or so many people did it, but now there's lots of people that are traveling by motorcycle.
And that's a huge encouragement. So if you find something you desire in your life, look at other people that have done it before you. That's such a confidence
get
builder.
inspiration, right? Just get inspired from their story. That's a good point, actually. I haven't seen it that way. You
mentioned fear. I do remember, though, when I first started motorcycle riding, and I still have an appreciation of the dangers of riding a motorcycle, but I feared it a lot. Like, I'd watch a lot of videos of motorcycle crashes and see, like, what do I need to do to make sure I don't do that. And then I was like, what if we go on this vacation and something traumatic happens to us, right? But then again, once we fill our Facebook and our Instagram with all these people that have done it before, and maybe things have happened. I mean, Sam Manicom comes to mind. His very first book, where he writes about Africa, like the first chapter is him literally running over a person and then getting thrown in prison. And then you realize, like, wow, man, Sam wrote 4 other books afterwards. Right? This didn't just happen. Stop everything. Like, bad things happen, but it worked out. Like, and every time things have happened to us, it always works out.
Yeah.
So
I have the same experience. That everything is going to work out no matter what. Like you said, Chantil.
Sure.
It's pretty magical.
I have to embrace her idea a little more.
He keeps me saying, no, or else I'd be probably doing things I probably shouldn't be with my carefree attitude.
But
grounds me.
Okay. And do you want to tell us a bit more about what are your future plans? Like, what are you going to do? How is the plan? Do you have a plan, or I know you're wanna be at the, what is the English word for it? The sun,
midnight sun.
Yeah.
The sun never sets. We want to go see it.
Yes. Yeah. Is it gonna work out?
We hope so.
Yeah, it'll work out. It might not work out.
Look at how positive that is.
It might not work out to our plan. Like, we're gonna have to adjust our plan a little bit, but it'll work out.
It'll work out.
Yeah, we're here. In fact, that's actually tomorrow. The 21st is summer solstice, right?
Day of the year. Yeah.
Is it tomorrow?
Yeah. It should be tomorrow, June 21st. So the longest day. So we'll keep heading north, and then we have up until the end of July to get to North Cape and experience 24 hours of daylight.
Wow, I'm excited to see that on your channel then.
Yeah, us too. It'll be fun. I don't know. It's like one of those things I've always wanted to experience.
Yeah.
Honestly,
after plans though, we don't plan very much in advance anymore. Like, we had it all planned out at first, and so now we just go. Our goal is North Cape, and then after that, and then we'll look after that what we go next. Yeah.
Because like right now, you can't even plan sometimes the next country.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So, but things are opening up. It's very favorable. I've got a lot of hope that things are gonna start improving.
Me too.
It's a good year.
Yes.
I think everyone who's listening is like, yes, we want that too. We just want to move around freely, kind of. Yeah.
For
and
sure.
What else have you had in life? What you've learned? What you can share maybe with us? Something you've learned already in life from your travels, maybe, or from raising children.
I'm gonna say, well, just since our trip, I've just grown so much in the different cultures, like just the way different people live, and in coming from just say the Balkans into Italy, it was kind of a culture shock for me, because how people live differently. It's kind of the same because they all eat, sleep, and work, right? But it's so different. Like, you in the Balkans, you ride past a cart and a donkey, right? You wouldn't see that in Italy.
Yes,
donkeys, wood. It's just a different lifestyle.
Way, different lifestyle, and what you embrace and how you live your life is pretty intriguing to me.
But I think it's easy if you just live in your box.
Like, it's so easy, yeah.
If you just stay in your little box in wherever it might be in Germany, or never leave your little city,
you would never know this.
You wouldn't really get to experience anything out. Like, you might literally look at these people and be like, oh, they're not civilized. Like,
they have such a poor life.
But then when you go there and you see how happy they are and how they embrace friendship and they embrace brotherly and sisterly love, and you see the things they've overcome, then you have an appreciation and a love for them.
Yes, I got.
And even like immigrants and things like that, when we were in Bosnia and Herzegovina, like, you saw so many Pakistani immigrants trying to get into Europe, but they couldn't because getting the test was so expensive. And these people have come from a long way to get a little bit of prosperity and a better life for themselves. And you appreciate that more when you actually talk and see these individuals and people.
It opens up your heart, right? I can feel it so much right now, because
absolutely.
That is,
and just visiting Germany as being an American, like, that opens up your idea to warfare and the thing. Like, as Americans, we tend to celebrate. I wouldn't say always, but sometimes we are a culture that celebrates warfare. And then when you go into a different region, you see the effects of warfare. You see the mass graves. And you go to France and Germany.
I just have to ask, what is welfare?
Warfare, like war, the idea of war.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
for sure. And then just coming to Germany makes you appreciate how terrible war really is, right? You see the effects of it.
Or Albania or Kosovo.
It opens your eyes to it. Being in Sarajevo, I mean, they've experienced the most warfare of Europe in the last decade. So
it
really makes you realize that we should avoid that at all costs.
We're all humans, right?
Yeah. And that is, I can totally agree with you that traveling and meeting so many people is just, like you said before, Chantal, it's like how, we all sleep, we all, we all eat and we all work, but we all having the same heart in our chest, and it's no matter where you're from, it's just, we all want to be accepted and loved, and this is just so important. And to experience that, you need to come out of your own little box of comfort and to be able to
and that's what we've experienced just in Europe. And Europe is very much like, it's a first world country. It's very much like the United States in a lot of ways, but different. So I can't imagine experience like Africa or Southeast Asia or all those other places, South America. Like, I'm really looking forward to those places as well.
Yeah.
Because that would be a whole different kind of, again, they're similar to us, but a whole different kind of culture.
Definitely.
And it makes you appreciate the world. The fact that we reside on this tiny little pale blue dot we call Earth, it's it's pretty amazing.
It is pretty amazing. And the people can accomplish so much.
Yes.
Sure. It's remarkable.
Wow. That was really deep. That's beautiful. I love it. It always, I feel like it always comes back to it. It's no matter where you are, that's my experience. It's always about the people you meet, because you can be at a really beautiful place, but if you not feel like you're loved and accepted, then you don't enjoy the place as much.
Well, I was sitting in church today, and I don't understand the language, and I was just watching the interaction with all of the the brothers and sisters, as they were just talking and just back and forth in their own language. And I was like, what a cool feeling. Like, I was just sitting there and amazed at how they were talking and stuff. They were discussing the gospel, or it was pretty cool. It's pretty amazing today.
And it was exciting for them too, because like the first Sunday where they didn't have to wear masks. So
oh wow, really?
It's
like you can see the faces again. What?
Exactly. So you could see the excitement that we all yearn for.
Right.
People are giving hugs and things like that. It's good to see.
Yeah. And the smile is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly.
The smile is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty universal, a hug or a laugh or a smile, wherever we live, that's a universal symbol of love and friendship.
Yes, absolutely. And
but you bring up a good point about traveling, because sometimes people probably ask you a lot, what's your favorite place, right?
Yeah.
And that's so it's so dependent on your experience, right?
It does, yes.
Like one of our favorite places was in Italy when we came across that beautiful lake and wandered into you, right? And started talking. Like that was a really cool day. That really made our day. Yeah. So like little things like that change the way you feel about something.
It sure does.
Yeah.
It definitely does. Yes. And also I could ask you, what was your favorite place you've been to? But then there is not one favorite place. And also,
there's not.
If you tell someone, go to the lake, and they wouldn't run into me, let's say, that there wouldn't be such a place. It's to see or to learn while traveling that every human has such a different view of the world, and it's so individually that you never really can judge someone for anything. And this is what I've already learned, that you can't it's just, no matter where they're from, if they're fleeing from their country, from Pakistan, you can't say this is a bad or a good person, because you just don't know them. So
you just don't know. You don't know their history. They say walk a mile in your shoes, right? In their shoes, and then you'll know a little more.
Yes.
Walk a mile in their shoes. Yeah. Walk a kilometer.
Yeah. I love how open you talk about it, and love that you share that with us. It's amazing. And
it's been pretty awesome. We've really loved traveling. But you asked originally, like, do we have an end plan?
Yeah.
We do. We started out with the year.
No, he started out with the year.
Oh, you were gonna go the whole way. Like, she had planned.
I was gonna go until I get grandkids.
Oh wow!
So she had plans.
Is there anything? Is there anything coming yet? Or?
No, they're not yet. Not yet. We'll be patient because we have a lot to do still.
Yeah. But like, I remember her saying, "No, we're gonna travel around the world." And I was like, "Whoa! Like, slow down. Like, maybe we won't even like it. Maybe we'll be traveling all the time, and we just like." So I wanted a backup plan. I didn't want to commit that, hey, we're riding around the world.
Yeah.
Even the website didn't really show a map of the world until like 4 months ago. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, we did it a year. Let's commit to it. So it does have a map, but I think those are important too, to have goals.
Yeah.
Because that helps drive you where you want to go. Yes. So even though it's just a map of places we want to see, like that's a goal for us, and hopefully we'll see it. If we don't, that's fine too. If we lose you.
Yeah, I can't. Here you are. Yes, you were just frozen, but the voice will keep continuing. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Yes, perfect.
Yeah. That's
no major plans.
Yeah. And how do you feel like today? Like, how do you feel like? Are you like today? Like, oh yes, I can keep going for, I don't know, another 2, 3, 4 years.
I'm thinking about next week, but yes, we're good for next week.
Yeah.
We're definitely good.
I'll keep going. I'll keep going. I'm enjoying this a lot.
I think I'm just pragmatic. Remember, I'm a pragmatic warrior, so I'm thinking, what if I have back issues? What if I have this? What if I get an accident? What if I had this? So yeah, who knows?
And then Chantil is, come on, relax, it's gonna be fine.
Let's go, honey.
Yes. And by the way, for you guys who are listening, Chantil has an awesome page on Instagram as well with like little Lego figures, and you put them like on the places you go to, and this is like an awesome idea, I think. Also,
well, because I have 43 nieces and nephews, and it's kind of my way to let them join in on our travels, because I mean mom and dad probably won't share our page with them or whatever, but if they have their little, hey, I'm gonna go check out the Legos, they're like, okay, it's a good clean channel, you can do it. So it's that's what it's mostly for, but I let everybody else join in, which is kind of cool. But it's a little mock-up of Travis and I, but they're named Turtle and Charlie.
Turtle and Charlie, Turtle and
Charlie. Yeah. It's been fun though.
It's been fun.
Yes.
It's good because I'm the photographer, and I'll spend lots of time setting up a shot, and then she has to kind of wait around. So like, I don't know if people travel with a photographer, it can be really, really, it can be really frustrating, I'm sure.
Yes.
Because photographers don't travel fast. They always want to get the shot or slow down or.
I have in camera, and I've experienced that during my travels. I'm always the one far behind. The
last one at the end.
Exactly.
Yes, you got it.
Yes.
So it's good for her because then she can take time out and set up the little figures and things.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So it works.
Works good for us.
It's a good mix.
Yeah.
It's fun. So we hope to make it to North Cape before the end of summer, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Who knows?
Okay, so for our guidance, what are your plans? Are you going to keep going? I mean, do you have plans of stopping? What is your future like?
I have no plan. I'm just, because I've experienced as you did, guys. When I did make a plan, it didn't work out. It was like, okay, the regulation changed at the 7th. So from the beginning on, I was like, no, I'm just gonna see who I meet and what I feel like doing, and this has been working out really well, and gives me the chance to adjust plans. When I did meet some people, I was like, oh, I want to stick around with you for a couple of more days, and I did it. And
cool.
Yes, so I did had a plan that maybe spending winter in Romania. But as the last winter was apparently one of the longest in Austria where I spent, so it was winter until middle of March, kind of. And I'm looking at the time, and it's like July already, so it's almost June, and I think I don't want to spend another winter for so long, so I might travel and go to Spain and Portugal. But but I don't know yet.
That's the great thing. I'm actually somewhat jealous because the folks that live in Schengen Europe, they don't have the 90-day limit. So it's kind of nice that you can just enjoy it, because that's what I would choose for winter. We
down south where it's warmer.
We spent 2 weeks in Canary Islands in Spain, and that was a great that was a pretty awesome place to winter.
Canary, and that's a little island too, isn't it?
Yeah. It's actually closer to Morocco, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing.
And then maybe Morocco. Have you considered Morocco for Christmas season?
Yeah,
that's a good place too. A lot of people love that.
Wow,
There's lots.
It's wow.
There's so many choices you can make.
Wait, so you got stuck in Albania? You got stuck in I just forgot.
Austria.
Not Romania. Austria. So how did you couldn't ride your motorcycle in the snow, right?
No, I didn't. It was just over. I had a little break. Yeah.
Okay.
Little break.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that video where you were hanging out with that couple. That was pretty cool. Exciting.
Yes. Yeah.
And the Balkans were actually a pretty good place to winter.
Yeah.
Along the
went
coast.
too cold.
Along the Adriatic. Because like in Albania, you could get a really nice Airbnb right on the coast and enjoy beautiful views of the Adriatic Sea for not very much money. So pretty nice.
Yeah, I think about that. As you know, I'm not having a plan yet, but
You just take advice from other travelers or any locals, you're like
and
After Corsica, then are you planning to go to Italy?
I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. That's cool. Depends
We'll
on who you see.
We'll watch your blog. How's that? We'll watch your channel.
Yes, same for you. Yeah. What else do you have in mind? What you would like to share with the community here about how to become brave, how to make the steps to where you want to be? Because I think in society it's not. I know you saying that lots of people are doing it, and that's when you're in that traveling bubble. You don't, you kind of disconnect to the people who are not doing it. But I think like 90% of the people out there are normal life. They don't They don't do the next step. What would you suggest to do? Like to walk or to be brave.
It's interesting you say brave, because I feel like you're the brave one, because you're doing it when you're young.
Or solo, and
you're doing it on your own. That's pretty brave.
Yeah, when we met you, we're like, she's awesome.
But it's a thing. I feel like totally normal. It's like I'm a little bubble. Totally normal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think I mean, to be honest, we did have, not that we had a normal life where we moved from job to job, but we did have normal. We had 2 cars and 2 motorcycles and 2 bicycles and all the things that that put you that kind of tie you down to a place. And we had a job, and I had to be there. I had to be there every morning, or I'd get fired. And
yes, exactly.
And it was enjoyable, and I loved the work. But we did the grind, although it was different than many other people living on a boat. I mean, we still had the same kind of lifestyle that most people have up until our 40s. But then we made the decision to say, all right, you can either go to a different career and make a lot more money and retire with a lot more pension, because some of your best earning years are from 45 to 60, 65. But that's 20 years of earning where you've got experience, and you can earn a decent paycheck and set yourself up for retirement. We just chose to
live life
on a
now.
Motorcycle. Live life now.
Yes.
Just back to that question real quick, is I think another thing that will help people out is setting goals, because once you look back and see the goals that you have accomplished, then you're like, okay, this is making it so I can accomplish it. I can do it. Yeah. That's what I would tell people to, like, have a dream and then set goals to get that dream. Like saving money for us, or like making a big first step of moving onto a boat like that. That was a big step, right?
Buying the motorbicycles and be like, wow, we got the motorcycle.
Exactly. Yeah, because that was a scary moment. I remember when we first brought the first big one home, because we'd been riding scooters. So, I mean, that was okay. But once they brought that first big one home, and I got on that thing, I dropped it within the first few minutes, and I'm like, this is huge. This is a big bike. I don't know that I can handle this big bike. And I kept getting back on it and just trying again and get back on it,
Wow, I can be so proud of yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now I'm halfway across the world here.
I remember that feeling too, how intimidated I was when we had to lower it out of the truck. And I was like, this is 210 kilograms of metal. Like it's pretty heavy. It was very intimidating, very intimidating. And that's not even a heavy bike by any standard. That's not a heavy bike, but I remember how intimidating it was. I think,
but getting back on it,
whatever your dream is, don't give up your dream. Just go for your dream, and then surround yourself with people that will build you up. Or surround yourself with people that have also succeeded in that dream.
Yes.
So
that comes back to, everyone is we all just the same normal, but we need to see that the person who achieved more is also as normal as I am. So we can do all the same achievements. Is that?
Sure.
And I think people are the ones that build you up or tear you down.
Yeah.
The human race will either help you or not help you.
Yeah. But most people build you up, especially in the motorcycle community. I've been really impressed with how many, not every case, but in almost every case, how many people you reach out to, and they're so like, "Oh, you're doing this? Wow, I did this 10 years ago, and here's some inspiration for you, So it's cool. And the nice thing is social media. So many people are sharing their success stories that all you have to do is go and find them and be inspired by them.
Yeah,
that's true.
And ours was probably my inspiration for motorcycling. Well, a lot of people say Long Way Up or something like that, Ewan McGregor and all that, but mine was Alex Chacon. I don't know if you know him, but he's a guy from Texas that quit medical school, hopped on his motorcycle and rode all the way to South America to Tierra del Fuego, and it changed his life forever. Like now he's a social media influencer, and just that one act kind of changed his life forever. In fact, it's on my motorcycle still today. Alex Chacon, he signed our bike.
Nice! What?
Limited event.
And it's still on my bike today. So
you got this adventure vibes always with you.
Yeah. So find something that inspires you, and find people that are willing to help you get there.
That's a really good point. I didn't see it that way, that you, when you set your goals and you achieve them, that makes you make another goal or another dream. I didn't see it that way. I had like a vision board where I had like pictures of it, and now when I'm thinking about it, true, it did come true, and you're like, oh wow, like yes.
Perfect.
What else helps us? Our picture board. Like we bought a National Geographic, and I just said, like, I think it was called 500 places you need to see before you die. And so I remember going through the whole thing and putting a little dot on our little globe, and
inspiration.
Cool. Yes.
So we've moved that little globe now to a virtual Google map.
Yes.
And we just have little pins on it, and it's full of pins.
So. I've seen it. You showed me like
Yeah, it's all blue. So until we get to see all those little pins, I guess that drives where we're going.
Drives the travel.
Yeah. That's wonderful. I find it really cool that we are in a completely different age range. Even so, I think age is not important, but we connect to like a same passion, or like the same dream. Like we would be those people who like we can inspire each other, and
that's true.
Motorcycling is a pretty awesome way to travel, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And the camaraderie of motorcycling is pretty awesome.
The what?
Like you get away. The
camaraderie.
That means the group of together, whatever
the togetherness,
of the
unity of motorcycles is pretty amazing too.
Yeah.
We all share that kind of same passion.
We always wave and
like the whoop.
You got it.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool though.
True.
Admittedly, it's pretty cool to be in Europe as an American, because we do get a lot of attention because there's not many Americans traveling right now. So
no, there's not. I was like, what? Where are you from?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
cool.
it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It'll be even more fun when we're like Africa or Southeast Asia or who knows? Who knows where life will take us?
Yep. But we want to give Europe a fair chance, like of all the cool things they have here. So we're doing pretty good about seeing a lot of things.
Yeah, Europe's amazing.
It is.
The problem with coming to Europe is realizing that we want to see more of it.
Yeah, I experience the same. Yes, because even though I'm from Germany, I didn't start traveling Europe until last year. So I've been to Australia, New Zealand, and that, but I never been here. And now being here is like, why didn't I do this earlier? And why, like, why never told us how beautiful it is in Europe? Like, it's not what you hear. Like, it's also, you need to go really far away from Europe to have beautiful places, but
you don't.
No.
Exactly. I think we all do that to some degree. Even as Americans, we say, "Oh, I want to go see Paris and Rome and Berlin and all these romantic places, right? Wonderful places."
Yeah.
And then you realize, like, we've got a lot already back to the United States. Like, there's so much diversity in the U.S., but we'll save that for when we're much older, and then we have a recreational vehicle, maybe.
Yes. Yes. And what can people do to connect with you? What's the best way?
Just our website's probably the best way because we have links. Viajar Moto. So it's viajar, which is just the Spanish word for travel.
I'm gonna link that. in the, I don't know, in the show notes. Is it named? Yeah, show notes. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, and we'll there's a link right there on the top of the page for Facebook, Instagram.
And there's
YouTube,
email directly to Travis.
YouTube, and then you could subscribe to our newsletter. And we do weekly videos, weekly not podcasts. Sorry, you're the podcast. Weekly blog posts.
Yes.
And then we're also on Patreon. So any support we can get through Patreon to help continue our travels, that would be awesome.
Yes.
And, there's some benefits there for being members. Like we share our expenses, all of our track data, our GPS track data, and all of our photos. You have access to all our photos, yearly calendar. So there's some things for people if they want to help
Sounds
contribute.
really good. Yeah. And also I know you've been doing that the last weekend, so it does take a lot of time to contribute and to get content out there. So for everyone who's listening, yes, it's a lot of work, and all travelers be happy if you just buy them a Coke, like many people say, you buy me a Coke to PayPal or join them at Patreon. So yes, that's amazing.
For sure. And then hopefully we continue traveling. And who knows when this will end?
Yes.
Maybe our paths might cross again in some other continent. Maybe Africa. Who knows?
Yes, that would be amazing.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sending you a big hug. Lots of love.
Thank you, Micah. Virtual hugs are the best. Thanks.
Yes.
Not as good as real ones, but that's fine.
And
thank you, Micah.
Enjoy your evening. And so for everyone who was listening, if you want to get closer or get more information about these two beautiful humans, just check out their Instagram, their YouTube, their blog. And if you buy them a Coke, I would be happy too. And then we might can drink a Coke together when we see each other again. Thank you so much, Chantil and Travis.
Thank you, Micah. Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
Ciao. Bye.